on this side, you get that. You're part of a formal garden. And so that formal garden extends right up to here. And the 18th, so the garden that you see today is a 1930s sort of colonial revival garden that's been established here. But there are still elements of the 18th century garden here, including this terracing. And so you see this land is flat, and then it drops down, and it's flat for a while, and then it drops down again. That's all created by enslaved workers who are redesigning the landscape to make it look more impressive to, once again, now we start back to our, we're leaving the world aside, the little side page of this thing, and going back to our main theme, which is trying to make the house look more impressive on the landscape. And you saw how it dominated the landscape in the diorama. This is a trick to sort of do that, and it's a really labor-intensive trick. I mean, you've got to go and you've got to remove a ton of soil, but using essentially shovels and carts to sort of to create this landscape. And one of the things that archaeology tells us, and one of the potentials for the future is the actual 18th century garden. I thought it was gone when I got here. I thought this garden had destroyed the 18th century garden. Well, what happens is the 18th century garden is actually intact underneath. So this garden is about this deep in the ground, but it was built right on top of the existing 18th century garden. And so that garden exists underneath this garden, and would be available someday for excavation if we wanted to, or sort of minor excavations, or sort of surgical excavations, or you can go crazy and actually do a really big dig.
Were there documents that indicate what the garden plan was, the 18th century garden plan?
That's a really good question. I don't think that's true. I think there are not, but I'm going to ask Miriam or Megan. Do you think there's no garden plan, is there? Yeah, so no. So we would have to figure out what it looked like based on archaeology. All those plant remains would still be there, and so we could get that. Plus the structure of the path, the paths, and all that is available. If you follow these traces around, they actually extend into the neighborhood, and so you can go and find sort of this terracing sort of extending in. So it's, once again, this is a great, when you think of this place, you shouldn't think of it as a small little space on the landscape. You should think of it as a massive place on the landscape. They own understanding they own from here to almost to the river. And so lots and lots of space early on. And then sort of sell it off as time goes on through the 18th.